prompt of the essay was, "You and your peers are our nation's leaders of tomorrow. How would you energize America's youth to fully engage as effective citizens, and why is this important?" The preamble of the United States Constitution begins with "We the people." With these three simple words, our founding fathers established the democratic foundation of our government. This government was centered on the principle that citizens have a right to change their government and participate in it. With the great privileges and liberties which this democratic government protects comes one major responsibility. Citizens do not merely have the privilege to participate in their government, they have a responsibility to do so. Voting is commonly viewed as the principal way in which citizens can engage in their democracy. With this view of participation in government, in the voting age of 18, youth under the age of 18 are isolated from their government because participation in government is thought to be reserved for voting adults. However, this is not the case, and this undertone in society has detrimental effects on fostering youth engagement in democracy and voter turnout among young adults. Rather, youth need to be introduced to democratic government and participation in it from an early age in order to foster engaged citizens who will lead our nation in years to come. Schools are able to play a pivotal role in this development, as youth must be educated as citizens of a democracy in order to be effective in their participation. Citizens must understand how American democracy functions and the principles upon which American democracy rests in order to be able to participate knowledgeably and effectively. Civics and American history classes should be a required part of curriculum because it is the responsibility of schools to give students the tools they need to be successful in their future endeavors. And in order to be successful democratic participants, one must understand the ways in which our government functions and the ways in which citizens can engage with their government. Additionally, schools play an important role in developing a sense of democracy outside of the classroom. Student government elections introduce students to basic principles of the election process, and they encourage students to be active in government through campaigning and running for office. These elections mirror government elections and are able to introduce students to the role of elections in American democracy. Aside from elections, schools can mimic democracy by encouraging students to have a say in how their school functions and share when they feel something must be changed within their school community. Democracy reacts to its citizens. When schools mimic this and listen to the needs of their students, they encourage those students to take responsibility for creating a school community that functions the best way it possibly can. This can translate to students understanding the importance of taking responsibility and creating positive change within their government. Our democracy relies upon the participation of its citizens. Without this, American democracy would fail. School systems play a pivotal role in developing a sense of democracy and responsibility among youth. And this is where we must focus our attention when it comes to engaging all youth as effective democratic participants. Through mandating essential classes that establish a foundational understanding of the democratic process, and through creating school environments that encourage students to take a role in bettering their school and advocating for positive change, we are able to produce informed and active democratic participants.